For more than a century, Sears sold Americans something more powerful than products. It sold certainty. The certainty that if you bought something here, it would last. That if something broke, it would be fixed. That this company, this store, would always be there. And then one day, it was not. No explosion, no dramatic collapse, just locked doors, empty parking lots, and a quiet realization that something permanent had vanished. So what happened to Sears? How does a company that once shaped how America lived, worked, and shopped fade into near irrelevance without most people even noticing? To understand the fall, you have to remember the rise. And you have to remember what Sears really was. For generations, it was the default answer to everyday life. The place you went for school clothes, for a new washing machine, for tires, for the tool your dad insisted would still work long after he was gone. Sears began with a simple problem in the late 1800s. Rural Americans were isolated. Local general stores were expensive and limited. Choices were few. Prices were high. And you bought what was available because there was nowhere else to go. Then Sears introduced something radical: the catalog. A thick book that turned distance into access. You flipped the pages and the modern world appeared. Clothing, stoves, furniture, farming equipment, even entire houses shipped piece by piece. Sears did not just expand selection, it shifted power. And it earned trust the hard way, by delivering. If Sears said it would ship, it shipped. If the product was not right, Sears replaced it. That reliability spread by word of mouth, especially in small towns where reputation mattered. The catalog became a symbol of possibility. For millions of families, it was not entertainment, it was planning. Sears understood something modern companies still chase. Convenience is nice, but confidence is priceless. The brand was built on a promise that felt personal, even though it traveled through rail lines and warehouses. As America urbanized, Sears followed. When people moved to cities, Sears moved too. When suburbs exploded, Sears anchored them. The catalog experience became physical stores, and those stores were not boutiques. They were ecosystems: appliances, clothing, tools, toys, hardware, tires, all under one roof, and with a quiet sense that you did not need to shop anywhere else. This is where Sears became legendary. Its private brands, Craftsman tools, Kenmore appliances, these were not just labels, they were reputations. People bought them because they worked. Then they bought them again because their neighbors said, "We have had ours forever." By the 1960s and 70s, Sears was not just successful, it was dominant. It built the Sears Tower in Chicago, at the time, the tallest building in the world. And it did not feel like arrogance, it felt like a fact. Sears seemed permanent, and that is where the story turns. Because permanence is dangerous when it turns into complacency. Retail began to change. Discount chains optimized for price. Big box stores simplified the shopping experience. Global manufacturing lowered costs. Competition became brutal. Customers started caring less about tradition and more about speed. Do you have it now? And can I get it cheaper? Sears tried to be everything at once. Too many categories, too many departments, too many internal priorities. While competitors narrowed their focus, Sears became heavier, slower, more bureaucratic. Then came the move that still feels like the most painful irony in American business. Sears shut down the catalog. Think about what that catalog really was. It was logistics, distribution, customer relationships, data. It was a pre-internet version of what Amazon would later perfect. Sears already knew how to ship to homes, It already knew how to run massive inventory networks. It already had customer trust. But instead of converting that strength into a new era, Sears dismantled it. And the saddest part is this: shoppers could feel the change before analysts could measure it. The store that once felt proud began to feel apologetic. Escalators broke and stayed broken. Sections were roped off. Seasonal displays arrived late. You would walk in for one thing and leave with nothing. Not because you did not want it, but because it was not there anymore. When online commerce began to rise, Sears should have recognized its own reflection. Instead, it treated the future like a threat and leaned harder on the old model. The next chapter gets uglier, because it is less about customers and more about spreadsheets. Leadership shifted focus from experience to assets. Stores became real estate. Brands became portfolio items. Employees became costs to be trimmed. Instead of modernizing locations, many stores looked tired. Dimmer lights, thinner inventory, slower help. Shopping there began to feel like walking through yesterday. Sears started selling pieces of itself to buy time. Real estate spin-offs, brand deals, anything that could keep the lights on a little longer. Each sale brought cash, and each sale removed another reason to care. Sears was surviving by taking apart the very thing people loved. Meanwhile, competitors built momentum. Walmart became the default for price. Home Depot and Lowe's owned home improvement. Target owned the comfortable middle, and online shopping rewired expectations. Endless selection, fast delivery, easy returns. Sears did not just lose market share, it lost clarity. What was Sears for anymore? The answer used to be simple: everything. But in the modern era, everything without excellence becomes nothing special. Store closures began. At first, they felt isolated. One location here, another there. Then it became a pattern. Empty anchor spaces in malls, signs removed, parking lots turning into weeds. For employees, it was devastating. Many had worked there for decades. Sears was not just a job, it was stability, it was community. When stores shut down, it did not feel like a business adjustment. It felt like a neighborhood losing a heartbeat. For customers, the loss was quieter, but deeply emotional. People remembered buying their first tool set there, their first winter coat, their first refrigerator after moving into a new home. Sears was woven into milestones. That is why its collapse felt like quiet grief. Not a headline tragedy, just a slow fading of something familiar. By the time Sears filed for bankruptcy, the ending felt inevitable. But it still felt wrong. Sears had been around so long it felt immune to time. But the real story is not that Sears lost to Amazon. The real story is that Sears stopped feeding the thing that made it strong: trust. Trust is earned through attention, through investment, through showing customers that you still care. Sears built trust for a century and then tried to live off it without renewing it. That works for a while. Nostalgia buys patience. Habit buys time. But eventually, customers notice when the promise no longer matches the reality. Somewhere in America, there is still a Craftsman wrench older than the person using it. Still solid, still working. A small piece of metal carrying a message from the past. This used to mean something. Sears survived for more than 100 years, but it lost itself before it disappeared. And maybe that is the real lesson hiding inside the empty stores. Institutions do not die only from competition. They die from forgetting what people trusted them for in the first place. If Sears was part of your story, share your memory in the comments. What did you buy there? Who took you? What do you miss?
And if you enjoy deep dives into the hidden history of everyday life, subscribe. Because these are not just stories about stores. They are stories about the promises we grew up believing. And what happens when those promises are quietly taken away?